a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you like my videos, please subscribe. It's free. You can always unsubscribe later if you want to. Enjoy the video. This is the article on the 2022 Fide Grand Prix Berlin Round 2. Now, they are actually currently on round 4 or 5, but I want to cover this article in particular because round 2 is actually where Hikaru gained the sole lead in his group, and that's the guy that I want to win. Alright, the second round of the 2022 Fide Grand Prix produced fierce battles in all the games except from Group C. GM Hikaru, GM Radislav, GM Aronian, and GM Lanier emerged as sole leaders in their respective groups, all with a score of 1.5 to 2. So for those of you who don't know, ETA 2 just basically means 2 matches played, and 1.5 is the current amount of points that they have. So 1.5 for 2 is pretty good for 2 matches. In the post-game interviews, the format of the event, where a preliminary group stage selects only one player from each group to advance to the knockout stages, is mentioned often. It is becoming increasingly obvious that almost all the players feel the importance of fighting for the top place in their respective groups, arguing well over the fighting spirit of the tournament. Alright, so Group A. Both the games in the group produce scintillating battles. Never seen that word before. With a possibility of producing decisive results, but GM Alexander Grishuk escaped from a difficult position to hold the draw against GM Etienne Bacra. Nakamura played a near flawless game to outwit GM Andre Esipensko, I think. And score the only win of the group so far, emerging as a sole leader. Grishuk's games almost always guarantee interesting play, and he set the ball rolling by employing the Pyrrhic defense with the black pieces, though he spent copious amounts of time in the opening phase itself. By the 14th move, Black's position looked so passive that one of our commentators, women's grandmaster Ketty, remarked, look at those black pieces on the queen side. They look like penguins. What? He did this to himself for move 1. The game is as one-sided as it gets, but Grishuk fought doggedly. Wait, so from move 14... What? Wait, who is playing with the white pieces? Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay. What happened at the end of the game? Okay, so there's a queen exchange. Okay. Interesting. In comparison, Nakamura won a well-conducted game. Getting a slight advantage in the opening, he consistently applied pressure to score a well-deserved victory. Nice. I actually watched this game, I believe, where he actually won. I'm trying to watch the coverage by Hikaru's team as much as I can. Alright, so let's look at this game a bit. Captures. He actually went over this game on his YouTube channel, which is pretty interesting. So he further gave his thoughts and you know what he thought about the game and you know and everything like that. Now, so I remember this watching this live actually. So his opponent took his Hikaru's pawn, but then he captured. Oh, he didn't capture yet. He decided to attack the rook or the queen. Rook exchange, and now he captures the pawn, which attacks the queen and the pawn. So, pretty solid move. Check. Yeah. So overall, like Hikaru's game was really good. Yeah. So as you notice here, he actually sacked his bishop. But he said that he thought he was in a pretty decent spot, um, and he calculated all this out too. So he knew once he captured the rook and queen takes rook, he knew that he would be able to get this material back. So yeah, Hikaru did a really good job in his game in round two. How did it end, by the way? Oh yeah, I remember this. The commentators were saying how the queen can't really leave uh, like this kind of like on the back rank or like anywhere on that his black queen can capture on f8 because there's this move here, moving your queen all the way to f8 for potentially checkmate. So, but his opponent never blundered that, I don't believe. Yeah, yeah, interesting game. Uh, Group B, another player who continues to impress Berlin is this player. I'm not even gonna pretend I know how to announce his name. Who's playing remarkably in spite of being a last-minute replacement of GM Ding Liren. And actually, he's a Chinese player, and he was supposed to play, but like he's probably one of the most unluckiest uh, uh, GMs right now, just because he lives in China and the whole situation with COVID and all that. Anyway, let's continue. Asked in the post-game interview about his remarkable show so far, he replied modestly, "I didn't expect anything here. I simply expect that I can play some games. I got to know about my participation only 3 days before the event. Yeah, I'm playing here under zero pressure. I'm enjoying the whole process. It's nice." Such wise words in spite of missing a probable win. Yeah, like if you're not like GM Hikaru, he did like a lot of preparation for this event, and like only knowing you're gonna play 3 days before, you're not gonna be able to get as much preparation done as maybe you want to. So he missed a win here. Uh, I don't see it just because I'm not, well, a GM or whatever. like, like the people who commentate on these things are way more experienced and way more knowledgeable about the game of chess than I am. So of course I don't see the missed win, but if there is one, I just gotta trust that there is one. All right. One of the best games of the round was the clash between GM Richard Report and GM Vladimir Fedosev. I think that's how I pronounce it. It was a classic game of hard hand to hand combat by two remarkable fighters of the current chess world, and the game was a dash of two strong wills. One of the main reasons for the intensity of this fight was Report coming to the board having lost his first round, whereas Fedosev had scored an impressive win. Nice. Oh, so it looks like there was no, actually there was no sack. This isn't a sack because this knight here is protecting the rook that captures. Yeah, so that was a really good move. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's good. Some good stuff. Pretty much just pretending that I have any idea as to what's going on, but check. Okay. Aha, that was good. That was good. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I don't really want this pawn pushing onto all the way to the end of the board, creating queen. So I'm just gonna just quickly fork the king and the pawn right quick. Yeah, so that was good. That was good. Interesting. Good. Good. Some good stuff. Yeah, some discussion going on between the two GMs there. Group C. This was the most peaceful group of the day as both games ended in draws within 3 hours of this. Wow. Usually you don't hear of a classical match ending in 3 hours. Usually it's like 4, 5, even 6 hours sometimes. The game between GM Daniil Dubov and Aronian started interestingly from what happened to be a complex opening but never really warmed up for a full-fledged fight. Though Aronian seemed to be better prepared, even being half an hour ahead on the clock, Dubov never lost control of the game. Dubov here and Aronian. Both GM Vincent and GM Vidi, too, came to the board well prepared and a Queen's Gambit Tarrasch variation, and the game quickly reached an equal ending to conclude peacefully. Thus, the group remains the status quo in terms of points by each other. Yeah, that means that everybody in Group C after round 2 would have the same amount of points, yeah. Alright, Group D. This was another intense day for the group after a relatively calmer first round. From the onset, GM Pintala seemed to be pressing against GM Wesley So. He reached the finals of the Speeches Championship against Hikaru. Against GM Wesley So from the white side of a Berlin, but the latter defended dodgedly to hold a draw and a rook ending. How ironic, he played the Berlin. And this event is being held in Berlin, so it's kind of cool. Alright, so this analysis here starts with a queen exchange. Okay. Some exchanges, yeah. I haven't seen Wesley play classical chess. I kind of want to do that. Uh-huh, nice. Nice. Yeah, nice. Some pretty good stuff, yeah. Finally, in our game of the day, Duman and Devs played a remarkably dynamic game with GM Alexei Shirov. The solid open. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the Sicilian defense. Black is practically blitzing, and Shirov starts to take time on his clock. In fact, for the next 3 still known moves, the Latvian-born Spanish GM would spend more than an hour of his precious time. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, nice. It seems like this is a pretty long analysis. I'm just gonna go to the... There were 37 moves played in this game, okay. Let's go from... Okay, I guess. Okay, some pretty good stuff, yeah. Yeah, not bad. I mean, it's a lot better than me, for sure. I mean, if they play like me in this tournament, they're gonna lose every time. Linier came up with a dynamite performance. Yeah. So this is just the picture of them playing their match. If the quality of the games and level of competition is any indication, the Fide Grand Prix 2022 is being held at Berlin is bound to produce high-intensity clashes in the days to come. Yeah. So as you see, at this point, Nakamura, he drew his first game, and then he won the second game, I believe, yeah. Yeah, it looks like there's some, like, really, really good players playing in this event this year, which is really cool.